Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Minister, again for being here. Appreciate the fact that you're able to sit in front of our committee and take questions. I know you have a busy schedule, so I'll get to a couple of points I want to make and then a couple of questions. We know the Conservatives don't care for opinions different from theirs. It's why they refused to hold committee meetings on the 2012 changes to the environmental assessment process. And indeed, they even tried to remove the important role of the Canada, Newfoundland and Labrador Offshore Petroleum Board from the review panel process in the C-69 review. This was attempted despite massive objections from Newfoundland and Labradorians and the experts. It was quite shocking to people involved in the oil and gas industry in Newfoundland and Labrador. We also know that prior to tabling Bill 69, unlike the Conservatives with the 2012 changes, that you engaged with stakeholders from a variety of sectors and perspectives for over a year. We know you were engaged thoroughly with industry throughout the entire process, and the same can be said for our other environmental initiatives. Can you comment on the robust consultation process that went into designing Bill C-69 and how they've been designed in consultation with industry? And could you also comment on how the competitiveness of the Canadian industry goes into designing the programs and initiatives under your purview?
Thank you very much. I think this is a really important question because when we had to rebuild trust so sorely lost in how we did environmental assessments by the previous government, we need to hear from Canadians because they had said they'd lost trust, and we spent a lot of time with Canadians. We spent a lot of time with industry. We spent a lot of time with provinces and territories. I know the government of Newfoundland very interested in the role of the offshore petroleum boards. We also listened to environmentalists. We listened to all Canadians, and that started from the very beginning. When we came into government, we knew it was important to do what we could to build a more robust system. So we brought in interim principles that increased Indigenous consultation, ensured decisions were made on science, that we looked at the emissions associated with projects. Then we had an expert panel. There were 3 other ministers involved. One other minister had an expert panel. There were 2 committees that were involved. Then so there was a whole process there with thousands of consultations literally across the country. Then we brought this all together in a document which we then consulted again with. I have sat down with industry many times, including tables that were organized by the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers with industry to listen to them. I also did the same with environmentalists. I did the same with provinces and territories. And we listened to Indigenous peoples and worked very hard to design something that made sense. We know that competitiveness is hugely important. The goal of one project, one assessment is important, but also ensuring that we can approve projects in a timely manner with a clear process and ensure that good projects go ahead.